Hello all. Previous lecture we saw TQM principle, various TQM principle. Now today we start with the quality management through statistical processes control. So here Dr. Joseph is a pioneer of statistical quality control. So he defined various terms to improve the quality. So he first defined definition of product, then measure your product, then monitor product, then control your product and improve your product. So this process is called as DMMCI, that is first define, measure, monitor, control and improve. So this approach divided into three parts. First part is quality planning, second quality control, and third is quality improvement. And in quality planning, again it divided into two levels. First level is quality planning at organizational level, and second is quality planning at unit level. So here at organization levels means you have to divide your hierarchy into number of parts so that quality can be improved. Here take example college. So college having principal, so principal work at organization level, and each various department having one HOD, so it is a unit level. Now next point is continual improvement cycle. So continual improvement cycle divided into four parts. First is plan, second do, then check and act. So planning content creation, then scope and the team formation. So all these three parameters consist in plan. Then in do part you have to discover, design, test, implement, create sustainability plan and train your staff. So these all factor include in do. And third phase is check. In checking phase you have to monitor processes performance and conduct regular process audit. So this part include in check. And next the act phase. So you have in act phase you have to adjust process as needed, and you have to continuously improve the process as a requirement, and this model will continue. Again you have to plan, do, check, act. So this is the continual improvement cycle. So here in this PPT we are going to understand the various product category and what are the expected attribute about that product. So as you know, the quality definition, there are various definition for quality present. So aspect for the quality is different for each individual. So if you take airline industry, then expected attributes are on time arrival and departure of flights, then comfortable journey, then low cost service, then reliability and safety of humans. So these are the expected attributes for quality. Then if you consider healthcare, then there is a correct diagnosis and treatment is essential, then minimal waiting time, then lower cost, safety and security. So these are related with the healthcare. Then food service industry, good product, good taste and fast delivery, then good ambience, clean environment. So these are the attribute related with the food service industry. Then consumer product industry, in consumer product industry properly made to suit individuals, defect free products and cost effective. Then under the military industry there is a rapid deployment, decrease cost, security. Then in automotive industry, defect free products, less fuel consumption, more power and safe journey. So these are the attribute. And last, communication industry, clear communication, faster access and the cheaper service. So these are the attribute for the quality related to different product category. Hello student, today we start with the new topic, that is software development life cycle. As you know, SDLC stand for software development life cycle. Software development life cycle is a process used by software industry to design your software, develop your software and test your software. So all the design, development and test phases take place in SDLC. Its aim is to provide high quality of software, then meet customer expectations and complete within the time and with cost estimate. So these are the characteristics for SDLC. So it having ISO standard ISO IEC 12207 is an international standard for software life cycle process. Here we start with the first software development model. It called as waterfall development model. So waterfall development model include following phases. First is requirement analysis, then second system design, implementation, testing, deployment and last is maintenance phase. Okay, so consider first phase, that is requirement analysis. So in this phase all the requirement given by customer are analyzed and shortlisted the requirement which are best suitable for your software. Then second phase is system design. So in this phase the blueprint of your software is created, that is UML diagram. As you know, UML stand for Unified Modeling Language. So system design take place in second phase and third phase is your implementation phase. So implementation, actual coding is done in implementation phase and fourth phase is the testing phase. So in testing all the code are tested and verified whether it satisfies the requirement or not. And next phase is the deployment phase. In deployment phase actual software is handed over to customer. So or we can say live your system. So in this the software goes live for the normal user. And last phase is the maintenance phase. If any maintenance required for the software, then this is the phase. So this is the waterfall development model. This is the simplest development we can say or SDLC cycle. So previously we saw waterfall model. Now there are some limitation of waterfall model. So which are the limitations? First limitation is there is a no feedback loop available in waterfall model. So there is a no feedback loop available means if you have to design any software, then customer gives some feedback and depending on that feedback you can change your system. But in waterfall model such feedback system is not available. So this is the first drawback of waterfall model. No feedback loop is available. Then it is assumed that requirements are stable and no problem is encountered during entire development life cycle. So here is assumption take place by the development team. What is assumption? The requirement are stable. Okay, requirements are stable means at the start customer give some requirement. That requirement are not change till the end. But what happen in software development process, at the start customer give requirement, and after the development phase or during the development phase customer change his requirement. Okay, so in waterfall model they at the start they assume that the requirement are stable. If requirements are changed, then again you have to follow the same same phases, that is requirement gathering, then system design, implementation, testing and deployment. So this is another drawback. And also they state that the no problem encountered during entire development life cycle. So again here is a assumptions, but during a software development there are some error or problem faced by the development team. So this is again a drawback. And last, no rework is involved in waterfall model. After completion of your work there is a no rework is involved. So again this is the drawback of waterfall model.